as we jump into now topic number one here of the conversation, and it's interesting how Reggie Bush, college football legend Reggie Bush, since within my generation, and this would be since the turn of the millennium, since the year 2000, whether you liked USC, whether you hated USC, Reggie Bush was the man. People watched college football. People watched USC, the Trojans, to see what was Reggie Bush going to do next. Was he going to juke somebody out their shoes? Was he going to stiff arm somebody? Was he going to put the ball behind his head? Was he going to flip and go airborne into the end zone? People wanted to watch Trojan football and college football to see what was this young man going to do next. He was a very entertaining, electrifying, transcendent college football player, and happy to know that now he's been reinstated back with the Trojans after a 10-year period to where the program distanced itself from him. But he's now an analyst for Fox Sports College Football, and he dropped his top 5 list for running backs in the 2020 season. And at number 1, he had Najee Harris of the University of Alabama. Kind of cool having one California native pay homage to another young man from this very same state. And Bush talked about Najee's ability to muscle through guys, hurdle over guys, how shifty the young man is, his size at 6'2", 230 pounds. Bush referred to Harris as the most complete back of any back on the top 5 list. He mentioned how this young man is the same size as your average middle linebacker in the NFL. Also talked about how, Harris plays in the SEC. He's a grown man in a big boy conference. He plays against the best in defensive coaches, the best in defensive players, and how he's kind of able to frustrate a lot of those guys. Just showering praise there on Najee. But the biggest 2 things Bush mentioned were how Najee is a more athletic version, or a more athletic Derrick Henry. He also said that Harris has all the potential, all the capability, all the traits in the world to, win the Heisman Memorial Trophy. And those 2 things are what we're going to digest, dissect, bring to the table, have a conversation and a dialogue on. Najee Harris, a more athletic Derrick Henry, and then Najee Harris, all the capability, all the talents, all the tools to win the Heisman Trophy. And here on the show, John, we've had fans, callers to call the show. We've had people to leave voicemails on the show. We've even had people to interact with us on the show page, the Twitter show page, at In My Own Words TDA on Twitter. That's at In My Own Words TDA. And if you haven't done so, ladies and gentlemen, we greatly encourage you to follow the Twitter page as we're providing a lot of content on that entity as well. But a lot of people have been conversating about, can Najee Harris do it? Can he have a Derrick Henry type of season? Is he capable of putting the team on his back like Derrick did? Can we see Najee unlock that inner beast and just really, truly take over the college football landscape? My uncle, who's a die-hard Derrick Henry fan, is always calling my phone 4 times a day going, Steven, when are we going to have that next Derrick Henry? Is Derrick coming back? Is Derrick going to be back in college football? And I have to say, Derrick's gone. He's in the NFL now, and he always hits me with, man, he gone. Like, when are we going to have another Derrick Henry back in here? So for a lot of the fan base, the question has been, can Najee Harris put together, a Derrick Henry type year? Can he bring to life the comparisons that he gets to, one Henry? And both guys, believe it or not, have a lot of similarities. I know people don't like comparisons. People hate comparisons most of the time, but these 2 have many, many similarities. I mean, first and foremost, both guys, physical specimen. They take great care of their bodies. 6'2" and taller, 230 pounds plus. Both guys, 5-star running backs. They both came in star-studded recruiting classes: Derrick Henry 2013, Najee Harris 2017. They both were Mr. Football for their respective states coming out of high school. Derrick Henry, Florida. Najee Harris, of course, California. Both guys had thoughts of transferring, and if, in the event that Mac Jones, and I believe he will more than likely definitely do this, Mac Jones is the starting quarterback for Alabama from start to finish, then both guys would be in the same backfield or operating in the same backfield as a first-year starting quarterback that will look to go the distance throughout the entire season. So there are some similarities here between both guys, but you also have some differences. And the first difference is, under Lane Kiffin, Derrick Henry was not required to catch the ball out the backfield. He was not required to do a whole bunch of blocking, although he did do a solid job in pass protection. But Derrick Henry's role was pound that rock. Run, 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 run. We're going to feed you. We're going to give it to you some more. We're going to run you some more. We're going to run you some more. We're going to pound it some more because, Derrick, we got a beefy offensive line. We got a phenomenal defense, especially on the defensive line. We have a quarterback in Jacob Coker, of whom we believe in now. 6'5", 240 pounds, has all the talent, has the arm talent, has the ability to be very, very good. If he could just stop thinking so darn much and just play football, we got something here. But as we settle him in, Derrick, we're going to run you every chance we get. We're going to wear down the opposing defense. You're going to run the opposing team's face off. And once the defenses get tired of you, then we're going to play action. So that was Derrick's responsibility. Versus Najee Harris, who's in a true West Coast style of offense under Steve Sarkisian. Harris is required to catch the ball out the backfield, which is the reason why he had 27 catches, with 7 of them resulting in touchdowns. Harris is required to help in blitz protection in the passing game. Harris is required to get out there and block, along with his responsibilities to run the ball strong in between the tackles and bounce plays out to the outside should he see something on the outside. One of the main reasons as to why everybody's sort of talking about this opportunity for Najee is the offensive line he's going to have. I mean, people have been looking at this offensive line being the best in the SEC in the upcoming season, being one of the best lines in college football, being a potential Joe Moore Award-winning line. I've even heard fans talk about, let's take Evan Neal, move him from left guard to right tackle to have 2 bookend offensive tackles in Neal and Leatherwood, and let's put Emil Ekiyor Jr. at left guard. People are very high, on this offensive line. And, one of the reasons why Coach Saban spoke with Najee, Saban and the coaching staff in the offseason, when Harris was debating on going pro, Saban brought up the idea of, well, Najee, if you come back, we're going to give you every single opportunity to hit on all your goals. He's got a lot of them now. I'm not in Najee's head, but I know he wants to be a 1,000-yard back again. He wants to set some school records if he can. He wants to collect all the individual accolades he can grab. He wants to win a national championship. He wants to position himself for the Heisman Trophy, and then most importantly, he wants to be a first-round pick, top 15, top 20 pick. So he's got all these goals in front of him, and with this offensive line, he's going to be able to have a chance to hit on all of those goals in front of him. But the biggest thing here is the difference between Najee and Derrick is how fast will Najee Harris, how effectively and efficiently can Najee Harris get out of the gate to start the season? Because, and I know Reggie Bush mentioned Derrick Henry, but let's also throw Mark Ingram in here as well. Both Heisman winners, the year they won the Heisman at Alabama, they came out the gate like a thoroughbred racehorse, meaning business. 2009, off the rip, Mark Ingram said, hey, I'm here, I'm bad, I mean business, deal with me. Mark Ingram, 2009 against Virginia Tech, 26 carries, $150, and a touchdown, and a 34-24 win. Mark Ingram meant business. 2015, Derrick Henry against Wisconsin, we're talking 13 carries, for 147 yards, 3 touchdowns. I believe he was the Walter Camp Player of the Week. Ran a guy's face off so bad for the Badgers that he lost sight of what huddle he was in. I'm telling you, Derrick Henry came out the gate going, if you are in my way, you're like those Bambis, you're like those deer that jump out in the road. You must be wanting the death wish if you in my way, because I'm running you completely over. He came out and he started the season meaning business in 2015. So for Najee Harris, how does he come out the gate? That's the biggest question, because this past season against Duke, he came out of the gate slow and then didn't have his best performance in week 2. Week 3, Harris showed us he can catch the ball out of the backfield, but really did not have the confidence as a runner in between the tackles. He did not begin to scratch the surface of how good he could be as a runner until week 4 against Southern Miss. 14 carries for 110 yards. But then the confidence really didn't hit until LSU week 7, where he had, 146 yards rush and a touchdown. Another dude came out against LSU, okay? Another dude came out. That was not Najee. That was a completely different cat. That was a Bryant Denny against LSU in that matchup, and fans are going, okay, this is the Najee we thought we were going to get when he came in 2017 as a 5-star freshman from California. If Najee Harris can run the way he ran against LSU, if he can start the season the way he played against LSU last year and go a full season from start to finish running like that, then Saban will increase that workload. Then Saban will put more responsibility on him. Then there would be no doubt this man would hit on every single last one of his goals that he has. The question for Najee, he's going to start week 1 against his childhood program, USC, in Texas. How does he start the year? How does he come out of the gate? If he comes out strong, he will confirm those comparisons to Derrick Henry. If he sputters and rumbles around and can't get quite going, then you're looking at guys like Brian Robinson and Trey Sanders and Keelan Robinson and the freshman trying to get the juice going. So it depends on how does Najee Harris come out of the gate to start the year. But folks, we take our first break here on the show. We're just getting started here. Don't touch that dial. When we return from the break, we unpack your phone calls, your thoughts, your tweets, your questions, your chats, your concerns right after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $5.95 per month or pay $49.95 for a full year subscription. That's a saving of almost $22. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.